What's going on, my fellow stock market trader and investor homies? It's your boy Kevin. Welcome back to the channel. Long time no see. I haven't put out a video in a minute. Been hella busy working on some real estate deals, flipped a couple of houses, purchased this house that I'm making this video in, and it took me a while to get moved in and settled down. Got a really good deal on this property. I'll probably do a separate video on this house, how I purchased it, how I got a good deal, because it can probably help a lot of you guys out there who are struggling to find good deals in this tough real estate market. However, that video is for a different day, because in today's video, we're going to be doing some live trading. That's right, some live trading. Even though I haven't been posting a lot of videos, I have still been trading the market. The market has been surprisingly strong, and I've been doing very well with neutral strategies, and I've also been trading a lot of options, picking direction with options. So in today's video, we're going to be trying to see if we can catch some trades live, film it for you guys, and hopefully in the day green. We do have some gappers. We have some movers, some runners, some shakers. So hopefully we can find something, get into something, and make some money. Collect that bag. Let's break it down. Let's get it. All right, so let's see what we got going on this morning. Pull up the 15-minute chart, and we have the SPYs pulled up on the screen. We can see that we're gapping up a little bit this morning. We closed Friday right here down at 396. And right now we're trading at 399. So we do have a little bit of a gap up this morning. We have how much time? We got about 25 minutes until the bell. So what I like to do in the mornings, I sit down, take my morning dump, then I come down, drink a Diet Coke, get a little caffeine in the body. Then I pull up my charts. First thing I'm looking at is the overall market, probably the SPYs, maybe the NASDAQ, the triple Qs. And I just try to get a pulse on the direction of the overall market. Once we have that, we know the market's gapping up a little bit. We're going to go here, and we're going to this website here. Every morning, it's the same exact routine. What I like to use, you can use a different website if you prefer. This one is very good in my opinion, the stockmarketwatch.com. And what I'm just looking for is to see what's moving around. You know, it's showing us the top gainers, the top losers. You don't have to pay for that. There's a lot of services out there that do charge to show you just a simple filter, such as top gainers and top losers pre-market. However, this website is completely free. Once again, the stockmarketwatch.com. Not affiliated, not a sponsor in any form or fashion. However, we do have a couple of movers this morning with some pretty substantial volume. Number one, we have MLEC. So let's go back to our charts and pull that up. MLEC, it had a really nice run up and has since pulled back substantially. So we hit highs of $15 a share, and now we're trading at $9.50 a share. Closed Friday down at $6.50. Let's see if we have any news here. All right, so we're probably gonna have to go elsewhere to find any news on this. It does look like we have some shorts available here on Webull, so that's interesting. We do have some shorts available on Webull, so we will be able to trade this thing both directions. Now, if we go back, see the second biggest mover, we had CFRX. Another thing you want to focus on is volume. It doesn't matter how big of a gap up you have if you only have 40 shares of volume like this ticker here, but all three of the top gainers have really nice volume. So let's go back to the chart and look at this CFRX. CFRX gapping up. Looks about 40%. 5-minute chart. This one is looking stronger at the moment than the first stock that we looked at. Now it's up 60% pre-market. So it looks like we may have some shorts available on this one as well. So we'll be able to trade both of these, either long or short. And finally, we have the third leading gainer, which is AWIN. It's a $2 stock. I don't really like to trade stocks under $3 a share. So we're also going to want to know if we're gonna trade one of these really low cap stocks, we're going to want to know the float and if there's a bunch of shares sold short. And is it readily available to be shorted with a broker such as Webull? Why do we want to know that? Why do we want to know whether these are readily available to be shorted and whether there's a big short position in the stock? Well, number one, if it's available to be shorted on Webull, Robinhood, Moomoo, then everybody's probably going to be shorting it. It's a good strategy to short these runners, these small cap runners. However, if they're easily available to be shorted, then everybody's jumping in short. It could cause a squeeze. And you don't want to get caught in a squeeze. If everybody's shorting a stock, I like to be on the other side of that, and I like to buy. If everybody's buying a stock and it's up 110%, I like to let it run out, get exhausted, and then jump in short. So I'm typically wanting to be on the other side of the trade versus the public. Now, that doesn't work every time, but it is a strategy that I like to use. Now, right off, so what we do now is we have some stocks that we know are moving around a little bit. Then we go in, we do some technical analysis pre-market. We still got about 15, 20 minutes to the bell. I'm going to look at FinViz, make sure whether these things are readily available to be shorted or not, and put a game plan together. I'll catch you guys closer to the bell. All right, so here on FinViz, just put my game plan together, and the first stock that we looked at, MLEC, this has the potential to put in an absolutely monster move. Look at the float here. We have a float of 2.5 million shares. So this is a micro float stock. If day traders start jumping in this thing, it is going to explode. And it has a history of doing just that. On this day, we went from $5 to $22. On this day, we went from less than $10 all the way up to over $40 a share. It is a micro float. Already 50,000 shares have been traded this morning. So if people start piling in this thing, it is going to run. It's going to run. It just doesn't work. There's not enough throughput in order for this thing to be one of the most traded stocks on the market any given day. There's just not enough shares out there. It doesn't work, and that's what causes these massive squeezes with these micro float stocks. So that's one to keep our eyes on, but it can also run up 100% and give it all back in the same day. Look, it went from under $10 up to $40, back to $10 in one day. So this thing is dangerous. This is one of those stocks that you can blow up your account on in just one trade. So you want to be careful with these micro float stocks. One more that I'm adding to the watch list pre-market is Tesla. We were trading in this range for the last several days here on the hourly chart, trading in this range, this downtrend, and we've finally broken out of that downtrend to the upside. So going to be watching this possibly for an options trade, and the bell is quickly approaching. So let's get it. Got about 3 minutes to the bell. This CFRX is really starting to take off here, breaking out of these pre-market highs. What I'm going to be looking for is once the bell rings for this thing either to pull back, or if it really starts to take off and gets out of control, we do have shorts available here. So can short this, can buy this, looking for a pullback, not going to chase. But we got a couple minutes to the bell. It's about to get real. The bell just went off. We already have CFRX halting. I don't know what happened. My watch list just disappeared. There it is. We got Tesla trying to make a move to the upside here. We have, what else we have? Where is that other runner? MLEC. No volume coming into this one yet. This is the one with the 2 million share float. So if this thing starts picking up volume because CFRX is halted, we start seeing this ticker tape start to speed up, it could be ready to rumble. However, there's not the volume coming in that we want to see. We want to see a little more volume before we get no trade. Although we already have 800,000 shares of volume, this float is going to turn over today. Here it starts to pick up. We probably missed that one. All right, Tesla's really starting to take off. See what the overall market's doing. Overall market is not taking off. Really dry, really, just sitting around. We'll have to see if there's something, some news comes in today, but the overall market looks really choppy. However, Tesla, I am considering a short position using options, buying some put options. Here's my thought process, just to share that real quick. Everybody sees this. I'm not the only person that sees this breakout, okay? Not the only person that sees this breakout, and I think it's more probable than not that, you have people chasing, breakout traders chasing this. They get a little bit of profit, and they start scaling out their profit up in this area, and we get a pullback, a retest of this breakout area, and then maybe we get the move to the upside, or we get the failed breakout to the downside. But I don't think it's just going to be the most clean breakout of all time, and you just get one of these all the way up here with no pullback. I do think we retest this breakout area. So that's my thought process, and I probably will end up taking a trade here in the next couple of minutes. All right, watching it. Want to see a little bit. We're going to go back to the 1 minute to look for our entry. We don't want to buy in during a pullback, right? You want to sell into strength, buy into weakness. That's what we're looking for. Right now, we're witnessing a little bit of a pullback. We might have missed this again after we missed our first trade. See what MLEC is doing real quick while we wait. Halted to the downside. CFRX halted to the downside. Both of these halted to the downside after those big moves. That's what you got to be careful of. Traders jumping in after that first halt just got absolutely decimated. They are wrecked. Boom. From all the way, it opened up at 1068, opened up from the halt, ran up to 11. You probably didn't even have a chance to get out in this area here. I would imagine you didn't have a chance to get out in this area. And then boom, before you know it, you're back down at 983 from 11. So if you're sitting in a few thousand shares, that's a big loss. Same thing goes for CFRX. Opens up from the halt at 685. No chance to get out whatsoever within a minute from 685 to $6. Now this thing has massive volume. It's already done 7 million shares. So there's dudes out there sitting on 50,000 shares. 50,000 shares, you're down 80, 70, 80 cents. That's a monster loss. So the potential's there, but also the potential to get absolutely crushed. All right, so Tesla still pulling back. We may have missed that trade. What I'm going to want to see now is a breakout over these highs. I want to see a breakout over these highs, couple minutes to the upside, and then I'll look to get short. So I got the option that I want to buy down here. It is the 205 strike price, right at the money. Expires on Friday. Not holding this overnight because if we did, we'd get crushed with theta or time decay. Here we're getting our move back. We're buying 20 contracts at $8. Probably going to be around $8 a piece by the time we buy them. So it's a $16,000 position. Probably look to make, $1,500, $2,000 on this trade. You don't need a huge account to trade options, right? $1,600, let's say $1,000 is our profit target on this trade on a $16,000 position. That's a really nice move, right? If you have a small account, you can really trade options aggressively, but also there's a lot of risk. You could lose $2,000 on a $1,600 or a $16,000 position. So you got to really be careful with options, similar to small caps and low float stocks. Right, just watching Tesla here. Want to see the break back over, probably all day highs, high day. I like to short into the breakouts when everybody else is buying the breakouts. So we're looking for the breakout over that 205.40. It's not wanting to give it to us. All right, Tesla's breaking out here. We got what we were looking for. Let's get in this thing. A little bit of a pop. Really does not want to cooperate at all today. All right, we get back over 205.40. I'm getting in this thing. Enough with the funny business. All right, we're getting the breakout here and the suck back again. Here we go. Orders in. See if we get filled. We're in. Finally. Put a line where, our average price relatively is. Just for reference for you guys, we're looking for just a pullback down here. All right. So I exited that position. It did not go as planned, and I made a couple $100. Okay. So you saw that it was down thousands of dollars, a couple thousand, probably at the worst. And I only made $200. The risk to reward ratio, you're saying to yourself, that was terrible. And you are correct. However, I was wrong. The trade did not work as I expected it to. So instead of staying in the trade and waiting for my profit target to hit in a trade that isn't working how I initially expected the trade to work, I got out. So instead of panicking up here, right? Instead of panicking up here and getting out of the position, you never ever buy into strength. At least I don't. That's my strategy. You buy into weakness, sell into strength. So when you're short, you have put options like I did. You wait until weakness. So I was going to wait even if it went up 30%. That's crazy. And it will happen sometimes where you just get squeezed. Your balls get squeezed in a vice. You wait until that pullback. That's what I did. I waited till the pullback and I got out. Another question some people may have, right? We entered the trade right here. And even though, that's probably $1,000 move if there's no time decay. We bought contracts that are expiring on Friday, 4 days away. Also, we lost volatility because it's kind of just moving higher, steady moving higher. So we lost volatility, also time decay. So if we had bought contracts a week and a half out, 2 weeks out, that's probably $1,000 move. So time decay and volatility is something that you have to be cognizant and aware of if you're going to trade options, right? When Tesla came back right down to where we entered the position, I was still down $400 or $500. So just to make a couple $100, we had to get way down here. And if it had done this, we entered the position and it pulled down here, we would have been up $1,000, probably $1,500 maybe. But because it came up here, we wasted probably 45 minutes and we lost some volatility. We didn't do as good as we could have. However, I consider this, you live to fight another day. We'll see if anything else arises today. Maybe we can get into another trade. But what we didn't do is we didn't panic and we didn't stay in a trade that wasn't going how we thought it was going to go. All right, so you can see if we can get it to focus. We are up $200 on the day. Not what we wanted, but better than, down 2,000 on the day if we had panicked out at the top. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes since I exited that position, went back and reviewed the footage, and I did not do a good job showing the P&L throughout the trade. And I actually had got up and went to get something to eat, and the stock when it went against me when it was going up, you guys couldn't see it, so I had to cut that footage out, but I'll improve the screen capture, that type of thing, showing the P&L throughout the trade as we do more and more of these live trading videos. I think I got it figured out, but I'm actually considering right now getting back in, and here's my thought process. So Tesla is having trouble getting back above this area 205, 206 area. Also, we have the SPYs. The SPYs are looking like they want to fill this gap up. You know, we gapped up pre-market from 396 all the way up. We opened at, you know, we'll call it 399. But it's looking like we may want to retrace and fill this gap up. While the SPY is only up 0.5%, Tesla is up, you know, over 4.5% on really no news, which tells me that, you know, we have people looking to get into Tesla because they think the market is strong. We're on a little bit of an uptrend in the market, so Tesla's outpacing the overall market. However, that being said, if the SPY does fill this gap and we get another rollover here in the SPYs, I really think Tesla could start selling off hard. So I am going to be looking to re-enter. Another thing I want to talk about is look at this. We're right where we entered this trade less than an hour ago. We got in at an average price of $7.50. Right now, those same exact contracts are at $7.10, and we're at the same price, same entry. That's just a prime example of how careful you need to be, right? Same entry price, except those 20 contracts, I'd be down about $800 on those 20 contracts, even though we're at the same price. Why? Less volatility. Why? Time has gone by, and these contracts expire this Friday. So here we're getting a little pop here in Tesla. I'm probably going to enter here, 20 contracts again. And I'm looking for this thing to roll over. Not looking for a huge move, but just a little bit of a rollover. Got my order out there now. Let's see if we get filled. It's working. Boom. We are now in the position. All right. So you can see my P&L over here. Really looking for a profit target just back down here. Okay. So if it maintains above 206 and we get continued strength above 206, we'll probably exit, looking for a test back down towards 205 for our profit area. All right, so I just exited that position. Remember, we got in about right here, and I exited down here at the bottom of this wick, ending the day up about $1,000. Not a huge green day by any standards, at least my standards, but it's $1,000 winner, and I'll take that any day of the week. Now, we were looking for a bigger rollover. However, I got to go pick my son up from school and didn't want to babysit this trade in the vehicle, picking my son up from school, and I also want to go watch the Alec Murdaugh trial, which is on right now. So I exited the position with $1,000 winner. So today we just traded Tesla. We had the two penny stocks on watch list. See how they're doing. CFRX is just chopping around, no volume. MLEC, same thing, no volume. So the volume has dried up on both of those. They had their early spikes and halts, and nothing really since then. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these live trading day videos. Let me know if you like them in the comments. I'm not going to keep doing if people don't really care to watch them, but I'm going to be putting out more content, trying to get back in the swing of things and talking more about, you know, what I've been doing with my real estate deals, my real estate projects, and just kind of making this a channel about not only stocks, but other finance stuff that I really think could help people who are trying to increase their net worth. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Show me that you like the live trading stuff. Let me know in the comments what you guys traded today. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until next time. Deuces.